Gia and Tonya are my morning coffee.
Well, welcome to another edition of My Morning Coffee, where the conversation is always hot, bold, and full of flavor. And today promises not to disappoint. We have something really cool for you guys today, but as usual, per usual, we're going to get into our what's in our cup. And for those of you that don't understand, our cup crew gets it. What is in your cup means what's going on with you, how you feeling, what's good. If you got some Jack Daniels in your cup, it's fine with us, but I'm gonna need you to explain why. If you got water in your cup and you're dehydrated and you've been out there fighting fires, we understand. What's in your cup. That really lets us know how you're doing, what's going on with you, and know that this is a place where you can come and talk to us about, what's up, what's going on with you. We're a very non-judgmental group of ladies, but we will crack some jokes. So let's get into Miss Gia. What's in your cup, boo? How you been?
Good morning. I've been good. I have coffee in my cup. Like my new cup, I like what it says: peace, love, and justice. Yes. So I have a little, I'm gonna call it peace in my cup because it's coffee. And I come in peace. And I have coffee in my cup because I'm sleepy a little bit this morning. And that's only because, I burn the candle at both ends, and I'm always up late in the wee hours of the morning, creating and making things. But I was up, I had to get a couple orders out. So I had some orders this past week, and this weekend was a busy weekend for me. So I wanted to get caught up and get them done so I can put them in the mail today. So all my customers will be excited, and they won't be going and leaving a bad review saying that it took, 3 weeks for me to get my stuff and stuff like that. So, how people be doing. So I try to be very prompt when getting my orders out, but I do also communicate with my customers if I can't get things out right away. Like I did, I told one of the customers that I had an event this weekend, and so I would get her stuff out the first thing this week, and hey, I was able to do it. So yeah, that's why I have coffee in my cup, just to kind of, I'm hoping it'll pick me up, but I don't think the coffee will, but I'm sure our conversation and our guests will pick me up. So
good morning, Good morning, Miss Tara. Good to see you. I want to know what's in your cup. Feel free to type that in because I see you've been on the grind lately. So let us know what's in your cup. Miss Deborah Lynn, always an awesome guest. Thank you, Miss Deborah, for tapping in. Ah, yes. Gold Peak tea. Love it. So what's in my cup? Coffee. Yeah. I had a full weekend of baseball. Baseball. We are getting ready. Our team is getting ready to go to Cooperstown. So this next few weeks we'll be getting prepared, and all the players are getting prepared. I'm actually documenting the road to Cooperstown for the LA Rockstars. So that should be interesting to see how that comes out. But storytelling, that's what that is. It's visual storytelling. So I'll be working hard to make sure that we capture that journey for these young boys. Not all kids get to go. You can play Little League all your life, and there are people that have been to the pros and never got a chance to go to Cooperstown. So this is a really big deal, especially for kids in South LA that may not have always had the opportunity to do that. But always shout out to our past guest, Eric Aldridge, and his LA Rockstars for making this happen for our boys. I think it's pretty cool. So I'll be documenting that, spending hours out there in the field. Yes, I recognize that it's not for everybody. So Miss Tasha, she's out there. She'll say, oh my God, I can't believe you do that. But I had a post on Friday that kind of let people that might not know understand that I did spend part of my youth with my cleats on the clay. So when I wasn't cheering, I was playing softball. And it has definitely shaped who I've become. But I also think sometimes we don't give coaches that deal with kids, other people, kids. And Gia, you can tap in on that. How to how to live life. Like coaching is more than just that game or winning the game. It is really, which is funny because now the big deal is not consultants, but coaching, right? So a lot of people have business coaches and career coaches and parenting coaches. Coaching is one of the longest living occupations out there, and they help people recognize their shortcomings and where their low self-esteem is at and where they can pick themselves up at and what to recognize in yourself when you're losing steam. So, again, shout out to all the coaches out there that are doing it right and damn near raising somebody else's kids, because many times parents think, look, they babysitting for 2 hours. No, they're not babysitting. They're raising your kids. They're trying to teach them some life skills.
I will say, let's shout out to the coaches and let's shout out to all the parents who have their kids in sports. I saw some of your stuff over the weekend, and I always like your stuff that you put out. I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with the kids when they go to Cooperstown. But I will say this, Tonya, I'm not, I've never really been a baseball person, but I guess, because I'm connected to you and I'm watching, my niece and my nephews grow up. I'm seeing more baseball, and just because our banter back and forth and stuff. So I'm not gonna say I'm into baseball, but I'm because I'll probably never be into baseball. But I'm a little more aware of baseball, and because of you. So I want to say thank you. And that's funny. It goes to show you when you hang around people, or you have people that do different things, you kind of get more exposed to stuff and get into it. So I love seeing your stuff, and sometimes I do ask you little questions about stuff like that. But I just want to mention, not that I really watched the game, but did you see the game when the Dodgers, did they score like, what was it, 22, 23 points the other day with they was playing, was it Arizona somebody? I don't know, it was on the TV or something. Jeff was watching it. I was in and out, but he kept talking about the score and stuff. So I just wanted to know, because I know, you were baseball.
I know you're trying to be funny right now. That's what I know.
So I was just wondering. I was wondering if you happened to catch any of that game, the Dodgers, that LA team. I just want to throw that out there. But
well, since the Rock Stars do play on a Dodgers stadium field out at Darby Park, I do kind of support, because they support us. But I'm a Giants fan. Stop playing with me right now. Speaking of which, yesterday was the MLB draft. Sorry to stick it on to stay on sports, but it was the MLB draft, and my son knew some of the kids that were getting drafted because he feels like he has seen them on YouTube or whatever. These kids have these shows now. And it's funny because I don't remember having so many opportunities to feel connected to stars and celebrities and people you looked up to when I was younger. So, as much as people kind of harp on the damage that maybe social media is doing, sometimes it's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, because we didn't have this growing up. And so you're right. Social media, there is some good to it, even though, some of the stuff that we've been seeing that's out there, you'd be like, why they put that on social media? But it is good. And that's good that the kids, speaking of social media, let's talk about something, okay? Because me, I'm not the social media guru, but I be trying, because you've been, getting on me, and I be trying to do my little thing, right? So I've been doing my little posts of my products and stuff out there on Instagram, and I don't really understand. I know Instagram, but I don't really know it. So I put these things out there with all these hashtags and all this stuff, and all of a sudden I get all these comments about people DM me this, DM me that, all this kind of stuff, and I'm like, if you want something from me, why won't you just direct message me? Why are you telling me to DM you? DM me a picture, DM me and that. And I'm like, what the hell is going on with these? I know it's all these millennials and stuff. I don't know if they call millennials or they call the X generation, the Y generation. I don't know if they might be the ABC generation. I don't know what these young people are called now. But I'm gonna need some young people to hit a girl up, and I need a little schooling on this Instagram and all this, what this stuff means, because send your picture here, let us promote it and stuff, but they never put a price there. So I know it's like, this stuff's not free. So why y'all on my feed, talking about DM. Can you help me with that, Tonya? Because I'm a little, it's like, I don't understand.
Listen, sometimes it is free because people are always looking for great content for their feed. So if they see that you have great content, they want to be a part of the goodness, right? So if you're showing great images, great products, many times they'll ask you to let them share your stuff on their feed because it makes their feed look better. However, there are opportunities where people are trying to get you. So you do need to be careful. And what happens is you send it to them and then they send you an invoice. You be like, dude, if you don't get out of here.
Yeah, I think all the ones that's been in my talking about DM me, I think they're gonna try to send me an invoice. I haven't sent anything, but I was like, where's all this coming from? Because I don't understand. Like, if I want something from you, like say you post something, if I like it, if I want something, I know how to go to the thing that says message and message you and say, hey, can I get this, or how much is this, or whatever I want from you. So my thing is, these people who are keep talking about DM me and DM me a pitch on, all kind of stuff. Why won't they just direct message me and say, hey, pitch their little thing to me? I don't understand. I'm like, what am I DM you for?
It's just the way that things are done now. It's the way they reel you in. But speaking of which, since we're acknowledging where our shortfalls are with social media, I went ahead yesterday and told my daughter that she needs to teach me TikTok. So we got started on it yesterday. So I will say to the rest of y'all, I'm easy to find, Tonya McKenzie on TikTok. I don't know how long I'm gonna stay there. She was trying to show me all this stuff, girl. She was just punching buttons and then you do this. Yeah. And I was like, whoa, hold on, slow down. We are not young like we used to be.
I know, and I'm on TikTok, but I haven't really posted much on TikTok, but I want to get on TikTok. So once you learn, maybe I should come over there and she can teach me too, because I've been wanting to do one of the little TikTok videos, girl. I want to do one. And I think I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna get on there and do a TikTok video. I don't know how good it's gonna be, but your girl, because I'm gonna try. I would try something.
You try anything, and so listen.
I won't say I'll try anything because I want to see people be in my DM again. So when I say I'll try anything, so no, I won't try anything. But I do want to learn that TikTok because I like TikTok. I be watching all the stuff, and I think the stuff is funny. So maybe we could do a My Morning Coffee, like a TikTok thing or something, and put on there once we learn it.
And Cup Crew, if you have a TikTok and you want us to share, DM us, okay? We will share or put it on My Morning Coffee. We definitely want to see what our girls and guys, viewers are doing on TikTok. Teach a sister something because I'm lacking. So listen, let's talk about our guest today, because I think it's pretty incredible what this young person is doing. I'm just blown away because so many of us, even some of us that have quote unquote made it, don't really understand stocks and the stock market. So before I even go any further about stocks, investing, things of that nature, what he's doing, Ms. Gia, share if you have or what your knowledge is about stocks and the market.
Girl, my knowledge is very minimal. I do have some stocks. A group of us got together and bought some stock, and pretty much I just, they said, hey, we're going to buy some stocks. This is how much we all got to contribute. And I contributed and voila. But I'm one of those kind of people. I don't like to follow stuff like even, the little bit stocks and, 401ks and stuff like that. I don't keep watching it because I don't, if it dipped, I don't want to be like, oh, and I start dipping and get depressed and stuff. So I just put my money in it and let it do whatever it's going to do. And at the end, if I've made some money, I'll be like, yay. And if I lost some money, I'd be like, oh, I lost some money, but I won't know that until I lost it. I don't, some people watch it religiously and stuff. And that's probably why I don't probably buy and sell or whatever, trade that kind of stuff. Because I think my stress level would be like off the charts probably. Because, money is, I be about my money. So, if I'm investing in my stock is not doing so well, I probably would be a little disappointed. So I don't know that much about stocks. I can't wait to talk and listen to our guest to see how he's been able to do all that he's been doing at such a young age. And I've always been curious about the stock market, but it's just something I never sat down to learn because it seemed, even as growing up, it seemed like it was something foreign. It was so hard to kind of master or something like that. So it was just like, I don't know, but maybe it's time for, us seasoned people. I'm not going to say old. I call us seasoned people. It's never too late. So We might learn. Well, I know we're gonna learn something today because this young man is doing a whole lot of stuff. So I'm gonna get some nuggets from him, and then maybe I will dabble a little bit more in the stock market without like an investment group. Maybe I'll do it on my own. But right now, I just do it with a little investment group that I'm a part of. That's it. What about you, Tonya?
Matt, so my husband knows more than me about this. I usually agree to whatever it is he thinks is best. I know that we've been able to be seed investors on a few things. He's had some successful exits, but really how to play the market, I don't understand. So I'm excited to have this young man. His name is Truth. That's what we're gonna call him. And he's gonna be speaking the truth to us about this whole deal. And the most amazing thing to me is he is a founder, and he started awards for people in his community and some young people that are doing some incredible things following in his lead. So there's nothing more important to me than being a leader in a space. And he just happened to start decades before a lot of people. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Playmaker Award of Excellence 2021. He put this on, and we'll get more details. But for now, I want you guys to take a look.
I'm the founder of the True Playmaker Award, which we are at here live. Basically, what True Characters is, we are honoring 17 amazing African Americans who are my peers. We're all doing our own different thing. We're all in different industries and businesses, and we all just come together. We honor each other, we collaborate, and truly become a unit and a force. Here with my guy, Mr. Zoe. Actually, he is one of my VIPs. But basically, what VIP is, bosses, big bosses like him, and we all just really come together, network. We never know what type of opportunities and connections can come out of this room. So we're really just here to have a great time and really become a community as African Americans and Black people. What's good? I'm Marco Russell, the King of Time Attraction, and so right now we're live at the Truth Playmakers 2021 Award Gala right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Gala is absolutely amazing. Shout out to my guy Christon Jones, Chanel, the whole team. Christian is 14, so you go, oh my God, this dude is 14 doing some amazing things. But this dude got like a whole like community of like 10, 11, 12, 13. Amazing thing to see, and it's really cool to see that our future is in great hands with these amazing young kings and queens. I'm blessed to be here, and I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of the event. I'm over at the Truth event with my man Truth, man, wonderful event, good up for the culture. We out here just inspiring the next generation that you can achieve whatever you want to achieve. You put your mind to it, and the education and the knowledge that we're giving out is that like we never had it before. I mean, I didn't have it before when I was going to school, but now we got a lot of mentors like me, Christian, where you can go ahead and take a course and really change your life. So like the stuff that we're giving out, the game we're giving out, the information, the knowledge, this is going to be priceless for the next generation, because now they don't have to go out here and be blinded. They can go out here and really have money working for them.
All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and bring on the young phenomenon himself, Truth. Hey, sir, how you doing?
This is the checkers game.
Great, how are you?
Granddad will bond.
Oh, hold on a second.
This is the kitchen where the new...
Ooh, all right, so tell us a little bit about you, how old you are, where you're from, and how you wound up getting into this.
Sure. So my name is Christon Jones. I'm currently 14 years old. I'm originally from Jackson, Mississippi, but I've lived all over the world. And as far as how I got into that clip specifically, so what that was is my award show called Truth Playmakers, where I honor 17 of my peers. And it's basically an award show / networking event where we all come together. We're all doing our own different thing. We're all doing in our own different industries, from entertainment to business, etc. We all just come together, we network, and we just honor each other and really be able to figure out how we can collaborate and work on different projects with each other as well. And during that award show, the adults you saw in the room, those weren't just the parents of the kids, but it's also what I invite, what I call VIPs, which are basically like your big bosses and multi-millionaires. Like everybody in there was making 6 figures and up easily, and if not most people, 7 figures. And so the multi-millionaires, big bosses that are coming in, and like I said, just coming in, networking with the kids, and it becomes an experience. more so than anything. Instead of just an award show, everybody come on stage, you get honored. Now it becomes an experience. We take pictures, we hang out, and we just have a great time.
Sir,
Truth.
you are about to be a freshman in high school. There
Yes.
are people that are grown, and super grown that don't know millionaires. Where did you meet these people? What is your trick? What's the trick? What's the fix? How do you do this?
So it was mostly, I've met a majority of them through social media. A lot of them, or not to say a lot, but a couple of them, especially in that one red carpet pick. There were other traders I knew as well, but mostly through social media, just networking and going through other events and meeting people at networking conferences, speaking engagements, or other speaking engagements where I was speaking myself.
So, True, before we get into all the other great things you're doing in the stock market and your trading and all that, what made you want to do an award show like you did? Because that you put on that's an awesome event. That looks like from what we saw on the feed. What made you want to do that?
So the main reason is, number one, nobody had done it before me, so I wanted to be original, and it's something in general that's just very unique. And I knew another thing I recognized is a lot of us, and I'm talking about me and my peers, we don't get recognized, especially if we're Black or honored by really anybody. I know you had like the Nickelodeon Choice Awards and all that, but it's not the same. Like, we're completely different. So I wanted to start something for our own in our own community, and that was the main reason.
Wow, that's awesome. Was it hard for you? Because a lot of people, even adults, want to put on award shows or big kind of conferences and things like that. And how was it for you from the behind the logistics standpoint? Was it something that was hard? Did you have a team? Did you have a committee, to help you bring it to fruition?
I did have a team helping me. Overall, it was a little difficult, especially the day of, just get everything done and moving everything around and executing actually. But overall, it was a pretty simple process. Actually, it was the last award show we had that was the most difficult one out of the two we've had so far. But this year was definitely a lot easier.
Did you have a lot of sponsorships? Did you have like company big, the big brand companies sponsor you, or were most of your sponsors from some of your VIPs that we saw on the red carpet?
Most of them were from the VIPs. We didn't really have any big companies like a Nike or something try and sponsor us, but that's something we're looking to do for this.
Okay,
next
that's something you guys are looking to do. Well,
yes.
Also, I think it's gonna happen because once Nike sees something's happening, they gonna jump on board. So I'm sure you're gonna get some contacts and get some other sponsorships from some of these big brands and stuff. And that would be great.
100%.
If that happened. You're on mute, Tonya.
So I know at your age, most people are enjoying their summer, hanging out with their friends, doing, some leisurely type things. You are hustling, grinding, meeting people, but you are also bringing your friends into this. So talk to me about your relationship with your friends, your peers, and how you're able to get them to come along the ride with you, because we know a lot of people that get left behind or feel like they need to leave people behind in order for them to accomplish their goals. But for you to continuously bring your people along with you, I think that's an art. And I want you to share how you've been able to do that.
Doing people dirty and always being a person of my word. And another thing is really just having great relationships with everybody and really building a genuine trust between each other and figuring out how we can help each other get to the next level, because I believe that's the main thing that's been missing in the Black community overall, which is the unity. We have the money, we have some of the power, we have the success, but there's no unity, so it's irrelevant. It's main two things, unity and ownership. So we don't really have any of that. And so I want to change that with my little friend group, and basically for us to become, I don't know if you've heard of them on Instagram, but this is just an example of what we seek to become in the very near future, the circle of CEOs, basically, or even the Black World Order, where it's multimillionaires, all Black, all young, doing their own different things, and they all come together in order to accomplish one main objective or one mission.
Wow, Tonya, you hear what he said, the lack of unity. And it's funny that you say that, Truth, because Tonya and I, we chop it up all the time. We talk about, stuff like that, how we need to, we as a people need to be more more engaging and more supportive of one another and each other's endeavors and stuff. And so it's interesting to hear that even from the younger generation, you see it, you guys experience that too, and you're trying to bridge that gap. That's so awesome right there. I love hearing that.
Listen, so when people do stupid stuff, I usually ask, like, who raised you? You know, when people act like they ain't got no home training, I'm like, who raised you? But you are doing some amazing stuff. Your mindset is on point. The way that you are moving in this space is amazing. So I'm gonna ask you the same thing. Who raised you? I want you to tell me about your mom and this drive that you have. Talk to me about the nurturing that came with who you are and how you got to be this person at such a young age.
Sure. So overall, it was my mom mainly raising me. And of course, I have my dad in my life. We have a great relationship. I see him all the time. But my mom was the main one I was living with. And so overall, even when I started young, or actually before I was even born, my mom had a plan for not only me, but also my little sister. This wasn't the original plan, but we had some of the things tied into it. And actually, I'm going to show you guys later on. I don't know if I can find it right now. There was a post my mom wrote back in 2009. So I was about 3 years old. Everything so far has came into fruition except one different thing. But that's something I kind of have to wait until I'm 18 in order to do. But anyways, back to the overall thing, how I was parented. For the most part, my mom raised me through discipline and love, and really just nurturing my mindset and being able to see things from a certain perspective at a very young age. And she was very big on education, not only just education in the school system, but education from oneself and learning from others and just becoming multifaceted and having a diverse skill set. So that was the main thing she's helped me learn over the past couple of years, or pretty much my entire life, is just getting into different things. And she was willing to help me along the way and anything that I was passionate about. But she also made me stay focused on, once I said I was doing something, make sure I was staying focused on that one thing. Because I remember at one point, especially when I was first getting into entrepreneurship and just everything, or the whole business world, I wanted to do everything. I wanted to do real estate. I wanted to do drop shipping. I wanted to do online marketing. I wanted to do books, speaking. I wanted to do everything, investing. But nah, she kept me focused on just getting the investing and trading down part and just becoming a master at, trading in the investing game, because of course nobody really my age has done that besides me, at least that I know of. There could be others out there, but I don't know.
So I do have a friend in the Bay Area, Constance and Warren. They have a young son that's doing it too, and he's teaching other people how to do it. So congratulations to both of y'all. I want to talk to you though about how you got into it, but I want you to talk to the audience about how they can get involved, or how you can teach them how they can grow like you've grown, even though they might be 2, 3, 4, 5 decades behind you. Talk us through that process.
Sure. So if you want to learn how to invest or get into trading, and I'll explain the difference in a little bit. But if you want to learn how to invest and get into the stock market and making consistent gains, you can go ahead and go to my website, thetruthjones.com, or you can send me a DM on Instagram at thetruth2024. And then as far as the difference between investing and trading, I'm going to explain that real quick just to clarify. So they're completely I don't say completely, but they're two different things. So investing, that's just basic stocks. That's just the whole stock market overall. You buy into a company, you hold and you sell eventually. You hold it for years, 10 plus years. That's pretty much long-term investing. That's and you have the second side, which is trading, which is something that I do. But the main difference between trading and investing is investing, you're just dealing with stocks. Trading, you're dealing with stocks and what's called options. Options allow you to trade the market and make money whether the market goes up or down. And so when you're dealing with options, the main difference between stocks and options is stocks you can pretty much hold forever. I believe you can even pass them down into the next generation if that stock is still on the market, of course. So like a Coca-Cola. Where options, it has an expiration date. You're able to choose that expiration date, but it has one. And so basically the way options world works and trading works is, it's exactly that. It's trading. It's like if you were exchanging goods between a marketplace in real life. So you have me as a trader, and I have my goods, AKA my options, and I go ahead and exchange and buy and sell these goods for higher or lower prices, or buy low, sell high, between other traders and other merchants on this online market. So if that makes sense, that's in basic terms what the difference is between the two. Where investing is just long-term, you hold, you buy, you hold, and you eventually sell. And then options is shorter term, and you can do it long term, but not as long. Like the maximum amount of time you can put into an options trade is 2 years.
Wow, Truth, that does make sense. You just condensed a whole lot for me. You done gave it to me like I like it. Hey, short to the point, no chaser. And I like that. So my other question is, do you offer classes for people to learn how to learn more about the stocks and options? Oh, and that can be found on your website too?
Yes, ma'am. I have 3 different packages.
There's no age limit, right? You're not saying like only the young kids can get it because some,
No, there's no age limit.
Some of the seasoned people get it because we got cup crews out here, members that probably gonna learn some stuff today and gonna go to your website and get the lesson and stuff. So that's awesome. What made you get? Well, a question I have: what made you get into the whole stock market and trading and things like that? And how old were you when you first was fascinated by it? Because I'm sure that's probably what captivated you, your fascination for something. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So it's actually funny enough, we're the same age right now. So this was a couple years ago. The story first aired. I looked it up again not too long ago, maybe about a couple months ago. The story first aired like 2009, but somehow ended up back on my feed years later. It was a story of we're the same age now. So 14-year-old Danny Williams, a black boy out of Chicago, built a $50,000 portfolio off Nike stock. I watched that video, and that's what really got me into wanting to learn what the stock market was and investing. Mainly, the reason was not because the actual investing part, because he made $50,000. I was trying to do that too. But at the time, I was about 8 years old when I first saw the video. I was 8 going on 9. And when I was 9 years old, that's when I really began learning it and really getting into it. And then when I was 10, that's when I began trading and really understanding the game and the different levels to it. And I built a lot of experience around that time as well, because I made a lot of mistakes my first year when I was trading, and then so on and so forth. And now I'm currently 14. So I've been doing this. I've been investing for about 5 years. I've been trading for 4.
Tell me about your first experience trading. Were you scared? Because I want to talk about fear and moving past fear. I think we have a fear of doing something new, right? We have a fear of trusting a new process or something that we are traditionally not a part of. So talk to me about how you felt about your first trade.
To be honest, when I first got into it, I wasn't really scared. I was more so excited than anything. But I wasn't really scared or nervous. I don't know why, but I just wasn't. I would say the main reason, if I was going to have one, is because I guess you say ignorance. Not a bad thing. Just I didn't know the impact money really had and how it really works. I just knew I wanted to make it, and I needed to make a whole bunch of it. So I wasn't really scared my first time. But I will say one of the few times I was scared when getting into the trading game, when I took my first big loss. It might have been like $1,200, $1,300. And so that scared me a bit into a semi-retirement for about a month or two. But I eventually learned how to. That experience really helped me because it taught me how to reevaluate my game plan, continue to stick to the game plan in the first place, because I admit I was being greedy, which is the number one rule. You don't, which is the number one rule, the number one don't thing you don't want to do. So I was being greedy at the time, but reevaluate my game plan, stick to the game plan, and just become more. It was a experience, but yeah, that was the thing that scared me.
So, Truth, was learning the stock market, was that hard for you, or is that something hard to do, or was it fairly simple for you to learn the stock market?
Overall, for me personally, it did take me a little bit of time because I kind of started off with like not technicals, but a lot of technical terms or jargon. But once my mom, she really began sitting down with me and explaining what they were talking about in terms I could understand, using examples of school football, things I could understand when I'm 8, 9 years old. Then I really began to pick it up a lot faster. And then I also started kind of just studying on my own once I began using the terms and understanding the terms myself. So it didn't take me, it wasn't necessarily hard. It was just a matter of how it's taught, which I believe is the main thing, or the main reason many people think the stock market or investing is hard in the first place. A lot of people, when you're trying to talk to them about it, if you use a lot of jargon terms, you're not going to understand it. It's like if you go, I know you guys were talking about baseball earlier. If somebody came up to me and talked about the scoring in baseball, I would know absolutely nothing about what they're talking about. So it really just depends on how it's taught and what examples you use.
Well, if it's about baseball, I'll definitely hook you up. I got all you need to know. But for the community, one of the things that I see and I hear from you is that you are invested in the whole, the sum of the whole community. Yes. Where does your mindset come from, and how do you help others to understand that? Even at such a young age, I'm just in awe of you feeling and saying something that many of us feel, like we have to lift each other up. We have to carry us on our back. We have to be better for each other. And at such a young age, you're already thinking in that fashion. Where did you get that from? And how do you continue to make that a part of everything that you do moving forward?
And before you answer the question, I want to add to the question. And did you get any resistance from your peers?
So as far as I can say, my mindset when it comes to the unity of the community, it's mostly been from just seeing historical examples such as the Black Panthers, the BLA, the Black Liberation Army, and other groups around the 70s, 60s period. Also seeing individuals such as W.E.B. Du Bois and Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, the Nation of Islam, etc. And so seeing them, especially those individual groups where they had so much power and influence on the Black community, especially during their time periods, and they were around at the same time, but there was never really any unity or structure. So they were able to accomplish a lot, but they weren't able to truly get the freedom that we needed at the time. Now, of course, no fault to them. They did an excellent job nonetheless. And then you had groups, of course, like Black Wall Street, other neighborhoods and cities across the United States. And like I said, the Black Panthers that were all pretty much destroyed by the FBI and different race riots at the time. So it's kind of an example of we can do it. It's just a matter of getting past that period of being destroyed.
So continue with Gia's question in regards to the resistance that you might be dealing with in regards to your peers or just other people in the community that just ain't feeling it, right? There's going to be those. So how do you deal with that? Uh-oh, did we lose him?
Looks like he's frozen.
Huh.
Hello? Is it better now?
Oh, gotcha.
Here, I turned off my camera. That might have been took up too much internet or whatever, or bandwidth.
Awesome. Okay, we're back. Now, did you hear that question?
Hello?
Yeah, did you hear that?
Yes.
Okay, so how do you deal with resistance in your community or with your peers?
For the most part, I just let them be what it is. So if you want to become willfully ignorant or stay ignorant, or I won't say even ignorant anymore, if you just don't want to take action, that's fine. You can't save everyone, nor am I planning on to, because that would take far too much time and actually take more effort to do so. So those that don't want to be saved, hey, I'm gonna leave you here. Those that want to be quote unquote saved or come along to the journey and unify, hey, my arms are open and I'm willing to learn, willing to grow, and I'm willing to unite with anybody that's willing to do the same thing with me.
We have a guest that has asked what we can do as adults to get the children interested in learning about stocks, and at what age should we start? I mean, I do think that you are special in that you've started so young. We can't even get some of these kids to do math, and you over here multiplying dollars and cents. So what can we do to get the young people, or in your experience, what has worked to get the young people excited and involved?
The money. Yeah. Just showing them examples that they can make a lot of money. At least that's what mainly got me and others from what I've seen involved in wanting to do it. Just learning how they can be able to make money, and that it's not hard or overcomplicated to learn. It's easy to learn. They can make a whole bunch of money. And as far as what age to start, I think personally a good start, this is my own personal experience, but a good age would be 8, 9 years old. Once they know basic math, or even just basic multiplication and division, they should be good from there for the most part. It's not very like over complicated. It's mostly just addition and subtraction.
Okay, a moment of transparency. I will say that my husband has been investing for our kids. And guess what? There's an app for that. So are there any apps that you are using or would recommend for beginners or for people that are really interested in starting to learn, but making it easy, how to track? Because my kids have him check their earnings on a regular basis. They understand that even at 8, 9, 10, 11, they can earn money by sitting on their tailbone. So is there any apps and is there any technology specific that you use or like that help you with your process?
So I don't actually use necessarily any apps specifically just for making real money. But if you just want to get interested in or play around, you have this type of trading or investing called paper trading. And so there are a couple apps that I use just to have fun and see what I can do on there. These are only for the App Store. Since I have an Apple, I don't know what the Google Play Store necessarily offers. But one is Market Sim. These all just allow you just to buy stock, but it's something. It's a start. You have Market Sim, you have Virtual Stock, and you have Best Brokers. Those are some of the things I use to like just get people interested to start off with, build a little fake portfolio so you can get acclimated to kind of how things move. But if you want to get into more in depth, you can open them a brokerage account. You can now use platforms, Charles Schwab or E-Trade. I suggest E-Trade if you plan on just starting off with paper trading. I don't believe Charles Schwab offers that, or at least I don't know where at this time. But I will start off opening up a brokerage account. You don't necessarily have to fund it. But no, that's not true. My bad. So you do have to fund it, but you can start off with any amounts, and then you can have them open up their paper trade through the E-Trade app, which you can download as well. Of course, you have to have a brokerage account, or you can go to the website on a computer and have them go through it that way. And there are video tutorials on how to use it specifically.
Truth, you said something a few minutes ago when Tanya's question about the question our viewer asked about what age or how to get kids involved in stocks, and you said your comment was the money. So my question to you is, I don't know if it's even a question, might even be it's a statement. It seems that your generation, you guys are about the money at such a young age, whereas back in the day, when you were kids, most kids were playing outside, playing sports, that kind of things and stuff. And they all thought about they're going to make money eventually when they became adults. But here you guys are at 14, 13, 14, 10, 11, talking about, you're making money now. Do you think social media has played a part, has influenced you guys in that, having that kind of mindset of I want to make money at a young age, as opposed to the traditional way where we would, we all said, our parents said, go to school, get your education, get you a good job, and make your money that way?
100%. Social media has played a very big factor in cultivating the mindset of my generation, especially in terms of finances and wanting to make money at a very early age. And from, I guess, it's seeing examples like myself and others, or like my peers as well, already doing it. I know for me personally, I didn't actually start getting onto social media until I was like 10 years old. And even then I really wasn't on it. I didn't really get onto it until like the last 2 years. And I've seen how much that's influenced a lot of people into wanting to get more. So it's not necessarily the money itself, but the lifestyle that comes with the money, the fancy cars, the big houses, the traveling all over the world, private jets, etc. Hello? Are you on mute?
I want to talk really quick before we go about the other stuff that you are involved in. Do you play sports? What do you do for fun? Like, tell the people a little bit about you and what you enjoy outside of the money.
Okay, so I do play sports. I've played a lot of sports, actually. The main ones I'm doing right now are playing football and been boxing over the last about almost 2 years now, but it's mostly really been here. So yeah, I've been playing football, boxing. I've played basketball, soccer, but football is my main sport. I've been playing it for about 9 years now. Yeah, about 9 years.
So you're just competitive in nature.
Yeah, and if you ever play a game with me or anything, you'll learn I'm very competitive in everything I do.
What's your favorite football team?
To be honest, I don't have one. I stopped watching the NFL a couple years ago, mainly because of the time difference since I was living in Germany. So I couldn't watch the games anymore. So I don't, and I try to get back into it, but it's not the same.
Well, I'm always welcoming you back to the 49er empire. Feel free to, jump on that bandwagon with me. I've been there all of my life, and I don't think there's any escape. So if you do choose another team, though, I will be talking trash to you. I just want to be clear. We good, but.
True, don't worry about her. She always talking trash. So don't, so if you want to pick a team, if you want to pick the Rams, hey, go right ahead.
Gia knows the kids can get it too. Okay, the kids can get it too.
Yeah. So don't be scared. Don't be scared, Truth.
Nah, I am never scared.
Well, listen, we want to thank you for taking the time to spend with us, to spend with our audience, and talk about all this cool stuff that you have going on. I want you to tell them one more time, and I do have it down at the bottom of the screen, his website. You guys can get in touch with him. Chat with him, uplift him, support him, get ready for next year's event. Will the event be next year, Truth?
Yes.
And I'm sure they'd be happy to have any kind of financial support for that, anybody that's looking to sponsor. But make sure you hit up his website and tell them where else they can follow and support you, your social media handles.
You can follow me on Instagram at The Truth 2024. Same thing with Twitter at The Truth 2024. And Facebook at Christon The Truth Jones. And last but not least, YouTube, The Truth Jones channel.
I love it. And know that once you are part of the My Morning Coffee family, you are always a part of our family. So anything that you have that we can share and support you on, definitely keep us posted.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. You have a good rest of your day.
You as well.
All right, Miss Gia, what did you think?
Girl, the truth is the truth. An awesome young man. His mom is doing a great job in raising him. And I think him being a military kid also has probably contributed to his maturity, because he said he's lived a lot of places and, and things. And that's, to me, that's, as a kid, that's awesome to be exposed to a lot of different places, countries, cultures and stuff like that. And that does help to shape you as an individual. So I'm sure he's getting a lot from that. I'm glad we had him. I'm going to go to his website. I'm going to follow him on his Instagram, because I'm going to learn me some stuff from the truth. That it's something to be said that, the youth can teach us seasoned people some things. So don't think because these kids are young that you can't learn. I'm a believer that, learning is forever. And I like to learn from whoever I can learn from, no matter how old you are, how young you are, what you look like. If you got some sense and you talking like you got some sense, and it sounds good, I want to learn what these people are doing and stuff. But he was awesome. Maybe we can go to his awards next year if it's in Atlanta or something.
I think so.
Maybe we can broadcast live from the Truth Awards.
I love it. I think. Well, for me, I'm more impressed with the fact that he has a skill set that he is making available to his community. He is a living example of what can be done. We've been venturing into these conversations more often about, people sitting around waiting for the government to help them. We have within our own communities the ability to do better, uplift, teach, elevate, and lead. Like, this kid is really showing that our future is going to be okay. He is one of many that are doing things outside of the box right now to show the efficacy that our young people have within our communities, and that they are not waiting for someone to come in and save us and provide solutions. They are going to be a solution. So I am just wowed by his mindset and the way that he's moving forward with other interests. It's not like he's just addicted to this one thing. He's like, this is something I'm good at and I can teach you. And if you don't want to come with me, deuces.
Yeah, and he's a brilliant young kid, and I think we all can learn something from him. because here it is, he done put on a whole award show at the age of 14. And, so, and, we've all been to some conferences and stuff. And there's some people that, way older than him that, probably haven't been able to do what he's doing and stuff. So, I truly gonna keep my eye on him and see what's in store for him, because he's a game changer. He really is. And all our viewers, if you guys got kids, y'all should go to his website and follow him, and have your kids follow him, and so they can make about the money too, and stuff. Because he said he about that money, and hey, we can learn. And it sounds like he has he's teaching kids, young people, his peers, on how to do things. And that's what he said. It's really about how it was taught. That's why a lot of us shy away from, I'm sure, the market early on, is because it seemed, like he said, all these technical terms and stuff, it just seemed very difficult. But it seems like he got a streamline where us regular folk, as we say, can understand it.
Yep. So let us know what you have going on, Miss Gia. What's coming up next for you? What should they be on the lookout for? What's up? I don't really have, I'm not gonna say we don't have anything coming up. You can always find me the second and fourth Saturday at the Nothing But Black Flea Market in the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Mall. That's where I'll be later on this month. And also I'm gonna be later on in this month, I'm gonna be actually in your neck of the woods in the South Bay area at another pop-up called For the People at the South Bay Galleria. We're gonna be there outside of outdoor. It's gonna be an outdoor market. Right across from, I believe, the Red Robin restaurant. So I'll be there on July 31st. So all you people in the South Bay who don't want to come down to, the inner city, the basin, or, as we call it, the Black Mecca of LA, the Baldwin Hills, Crenshaw, View Park, Windsor Hill area, and get your shop on. If y'all don't want to come down there, we're going to be in the South Bay. So we'll come there. We coming there. You can get you some stuff there. So I have that going on. And that's pretty much it, So I went into the Lady Boss group today, and any ladies that are looking for marketing PR support for their business, Lady Boss on Facebook and LinkedIn. But I was in there today and I let them know that we are going to be having a My Morning Coffee Lady Boss beach workout at the end of August. So if you guys want details on that, make sure you follow the My Morning Coffee Facebook page or join Lady Boss.
Oh, and also we're gonna be having some new merch coming out. We debuted some of it at the last week, but we're gonna have some more things coming out. So be on the lookout for the My Morning Coffee merch. And if you haven't got your Cup Crew merchandise, we got t-shirts, we got some tank dresses, we got some tank tops. Y'all, hit us up and get y'all Cup Crew gear so y'all can be rocking your Cup Crew. We want to know what's in your cup.
Absolutely. So let them know where they can follow and support per usual.
Well, y'all can follow me on IG, The Mahogany Box, and on Facebook, The Mahogany Box, my page. But you can also follow my personal page, which is really not personal. It's still the Mahogany Box stuff. But you can follow Gia Neal. That's another story for another podcast, how that came about. But yeah, you can always find me there on social media. And you can, see me in the streets. Look out for the cup, the My Morning Coffee cam crew. We might pop up anywhere, go live. You never know. You can always find us there, and you can always find me at shopthemahoganybox.com.
Yes, ma'am. So anything marketing, PR, storytelling, branding, Sand and Shores on all social media platforms. I make it easy for you. The Leaders and Learners podcast will be featuring authors for the rest of the summer. So if you are an author and you want some exposure, hit me up at info@sandandshores.com. Other than that, we will see you amazing people next week.